Hello everybody, welcome. I am Dawn. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. This video that I'm doing for you today is a Dollar Tree design, design on a budget. This is also part of a collaboration with other designers who are doing Dollar Tree themed items. So if you would check out the description for their information, please follow their pages and subscribe to them as well. I would appreciate that. If you're new to my page, please leave us a comment, say hello, and make sure to hit that subscribe button for our page as well. All right, so I'm going to go through real quick what we're doing today. I'm going to show you the supplies that we're using, and then we'll go ahead and get started. I am going to do for you a wine glass. We're going to glitter the base and decorate the wine glass up. So I have 4 of these 20-ounce stemless wine glasses from the Dollar Tree. We're going to be using those. I also have Dishwasher Safe Mod Podge. You can buy this at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, anywhere they sell the Mod Podge. So you want to get you a bottle of that. Make sure it has this teal label and it says Dishwasher Safe, because that's going to be important for your glass. Okay. Also, you're going to need some rubbing alcohol. I have just regular Walmart brand rubbing alcohol. We're going to use that to clean the glass. I have my cup of water here for my brush. I have a brush for my Mod Podge. This is a brush that you want to use only for Mod Podge. You don't want to use it for paint or anything after that. So once you use it for Mod Podge, only use it for that. I put blue tape on the end of mine. That tells me that that's what I've used it for, so that I don't use it for anything else. You're going to need some blue painter's tape, cotton balls for the alcohol to clean your glass, and then you're going to need a black Sharpie. Could be any color Sharpie, but I have black. And then you're going to need something that's going to give you the height of where you want your line to be, or where you want your tape to be, how high you want the glitter to go. So I only want to do about 1/3 of the glass. So my day planner was the perfect size for that, so that I could just set it down and mark it. So I'll show you that in just a second. And then the next thing you're going to need, the most important thing you're going to need, is the glitter. And I carry this glitter in my shop. wreathdecorbydawn.com is where you'll find it. We carry over 36 colors. It's ultra fine glitter. It's got a beautiful shimmer and shine to it. It's great for all of your projects. It's non-toxic. You can use this for resin, tumblers, gel pens, any project where you would need glitter. This is the perfect glitter for it. We sell it in the bottles, not in the bags, although if you want a sample of it, you can get a sample in a bag if you just send me a message and let me know what color that you would like, or what colors you would like a sample of, and I'd be happy to send those to you. You would just pay shipping for that. And then, but you'll find all the glitter in my shop, like I said, wreathdecorbydawn.com. And we do have over 36 colors currently, and we will be adding more very soon. All right, so that's what we need there. Mine doesn't have a label on it because it's for my use, but I do have them labeled. So they do come with a label that tells you the color. This happens to be our pretty in pink color, and then this is our fire red. We're going to use the fire red today. All right, so let me show you real quick here how we're going to mark the glass. So the first thing and the most important thing is to clean the glass. You want to make sure that the area where you're going to be working is nice and clean. So we're going to take our cotton ball, we're going to get it wet with the alcohol. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a few drops on there will be enough. Well, I guess I got more than a few drops. You're going to take that and you're going to clean the bottom half of the glass where you're going to be marking it. So just go up maybe halfway just to be safe. Now you could do the whole glass, you could do half the glass. I'm only doing 1/3. That's just the design that I'm looking for. Now these are great for gifts, Valentine's Day, Christmas, birthdays. They'd be great for wedding parties. If you're having a wedding, you want to give these to, say, the bridesmaid, any of the members of your bridal party. You could do that. They would make really pretty gifts. Do them in the colors of your wedding. And you could also put, if you have a Cricut machine or any one of those vinyl cutters. You could put a name on there. After you put the glitter on, you could put the bride's name. You could put a date. You could put anything on there that you want to remember. So what we're going to do is, like I said, my book is the perfect height for what I want to do. So I'm going to lay my marker on there and just hold it in place. I'm not going to do, I don't want to move my marker, I want to move my glass. So I'm going to take my glass, I'm going to move it in close. Let me zoom in here for you. Move in close, put the glass up against the marker, and just turn the glass. It's going to be in the same position. Alright, so then we're going to put the lid on that, get that out of the way. We'll move the book because we're done with it. And then I'll show you here. I'll hold this paper up so you can see the line. So there's the black line. That's how high I want to go with my glitter. So once I get that and establish that, I'm going to take my tape. This again is just regular painter's tape. Lay this sideways, and I'm going to take my tape and I'm going to have the bottom of the tape cover that black line. And I'm going to do that all the way around. I want to make sure that I pull that tape tight enough that it's going to stick to that glass and get a nice seal on it. So I'm going to go all the way around, making sure to cover that line. Once I reach the other side, I'm just going to make sure to push that down. Now I want to make sure that that seam is really tight. I don't know why I have this inside here. Let me get rid of that. Alright, so I want to make sure that my tape has a nice seal. So I'm going to take this little piece of wood that I have, and I'm going to go around the glass at the bottom of the tape. And I'm going to make sure that I'm pushing that down and getting a nice seal between the glass and the tape, so that when I put on my Mod Podge and my glitter, it doesn't go up underneath the tape. And if you have any of the lines showing once you're done, you just take your alcohol and wipe that off once you take your tape off. Okay, now we're done with the tape. Let me get that out of the way. I already have my other glasses taped off. I'm just going to run some more alcohol on it just to make sure they're still clean. Like I said, you want to use a brush that you have not used or you're not planning to use for paint or anything else after this. You want to only use it for your Mod Podge from this point forward. Once that glue gets in those bristles, it just doesn't paint the same. So I've already shaken that up, so we're just going to go ahead and get it applied. So I'm going to take a nice big dollop of it, and we're going to lather this on, slather it on. Do a generous coating because you want that glitter to stick to it. And these glasses aren't that huge, so I'm going to go ahead and do a whole glass because it won't dry by the time I get the glitter on. So we just want to smooth it out a little bit. You don't want big chunk lines in there. Want to make sure it's even. And then I'm going to do the bottom of my glass as well because I want to cover the bottom. There we go. Make sure you don't have any thick spots, because then you're going to have clumps of glitter. It's going to look like a big line going through your project. Alright, now that that's done, I'm going to set this to the side. Put that over there. I'm going to open up my glitter. This does have a shaker lid and a pour lid, so you have the shaker on one side and the pour spout on the other. So we're going to use the shaker, and I'm going to just dust this on evenly as I turn my glass around. Making sure I go a little bit above my tape so that I cover that as well. Cover that where that line's going to be. I'm doing this over a white piece of paper so that I can take and shake off any excess and put it back in my bottle. Alright, so now you don't want to worry about if you're, if you've got any thin spots, because we're going to do this several times to get a nice coating on here. So we're just covering the glass. Don't want to have any bald spots, but you don't have to worry about the thin spots because we're going to cover them back up. Alright, so there's that. So there's one. When you shake off the excess, you're going to see where if you missed any spots. So I'm going to take my glitter bottle and I'm just going to hit my glass a little bit. And we're going to get that excess off of there. So if you have any bald spots, now's the time you're going to hit it. Looks good. Once we get done with the glitter, we want to hit 3 coats of the Mod Podge as a sealer, and that's going to help it to make it dishwasher safe as well. So there's the second one. I already did one ahead of time, so that one you didn't see. So we're going to go ahead and do this one. So again, don't forget you can get that glitter in my shop at wreathdecorbydon.com. This that I'm using is called Fire Red. Alright, so there we've got all 4 of our glasses. I'm going to tip these over so it doesn't ruin the bottom of it. So I will clean this up and I'll be right back. We waited our 2 hours and now we're going to put our second coat on. And what we want to do first is I put my white piece of paper down, catch any excess glitter, and we're going to take off any excess that might be on there still from when we shook it off earlier. So we're taking another clean brush and we're just going to wipe it on here. And we're going to dust off any of that excess that's just lingering on there that's not glued down. So we're going to go all the way around. We're putting it on this paper because we can still reuse this glitter because it did not get glued on. Once you go all the way around, we're going to do the bottom. And this is where you're going to see where you need to really do the touch-ups. But we're going to put a whole second coat on, so really we're doing the whole thing again. So those spots are all going to be covered up anyway. Alright, so we're going to set this aside and we'll put this back in our glitter in a bit. Alright, so we don't want to set it down on its glitter just yet. So we're going to do, now because we're doing a second coat, because the glitter is already on there, we don't want to get glitter in our Mod Podge, so we are going to pour the Mod Podge out this time. So I'm just going to pour a little bit out into my paint tray. Make sure I have just enough to do one glass at a time so that it doesn't dry on me. Alright, we're going to take our glass and we're going to do the same thing we did before, and we want to put a really heavy coat of this on because we want to make sure we get everything covered. So I'm going to do quite a bit so that I can smooth it out and not have any big lines, chunk lines. We're going to go all the way around. You want to work kind of fast this time around because you don't want that glue to dry. And you could do it in sections if you wanted to, just to be safe, but it should be okay as long as you're putting a big, good dollop of glue on it. it should be all right. It's not going to dry that fast. Make sure you get all the way up to your tape. And this little paint tray came from the dollar store as well. And you can get the brushes for stuff like this there. And that way you're not paying a ton for something that you might dispose of, or that's going to have, you know, glitter in it and one-time use kind of stuff. All right, we're covering the bottom. All right, now that we've got it all covered, we want to go back and make sure that we don't have any large ridges of glue where it'll clump up a lot. You're going to have some, but you want to kind of smooth that out. Lay your brush flat and lightly touch the glass as you're pulling away. That'll smooth out those ridges for you. Give you a nice surface, glued surface. All right, there we go. Now we're going to put our second layer of glitter on. So we're going to open that shaker up. Need to make sure I put the lid on, back on tight when I poured that other in. All right, let me grab my paper so we can catch that excess glitter. And we're going to start sprinkling that on. Now this is our second coat. If we need a third, we will do a third. And then we also have to do 3 coats of our Mod Podge. Don't forget the bottom. I'm looking for any spots that are light that I need to fill in. You can see through it to the through the glass, so you want to make sure you cover those spots. All right, that looks good. All right, I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the rest of the glasses and put the second coat on all of them, and then I will come back and we'll do a third coat, okay? All right, so it's been 2 hours. We're going to do our final coat before we go ahead and put the final coats of Mod Podge on. We're going to put the final coat of glitter on. So I want to double check everything, make sure it's good. If we need another coat, we'll put another coat on. So let's check them and see. I see a little bit of a bump right here, so I'm going to have to put that, work that down. But I want to look inside and see. If I hold it up to the light, I can't see any open spaces. I don't see light coming through the glitter. It looks really good on the outside, except for that one little spot there, and that's probably where I messed up a little bit. Again, this one here looks fine. It looks covered. We have good coverage. I don't see any bare spots. I don't see any bumps or lines. One thing I forgot to mention in the last section was when we did the first coat of the Mod Podge, I went around the glass and glittered. The second coat, I did an up and down. So if I'm going to do a third coat, I'm going to go side to side again. So I forgot to mention that in the last segment. That one looks good. So real quick, what I'm going to do again is we're going to take the Mod Podge. Well, let's get the glitter off of here first, the excess. So we're going to take our brush again. I'm going to try and work out this bump here. See if I can work that out. You can see a little chunk right there fell off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brush all this excess off that's loose. This is what did not stick to the glue. And we don't want all this glitter in our next layer of Mod Podge, so we want to get as much of it off now. And again, instead of doing it in this up and down motion, I will be going around and side to side. And that's to help fill in any gaps or anywhere that I might have missed. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour some more Mod Podge. We're going to use another circle here. I just let that other one dry. Once it dries, it'll peel right out of here. So I'm not going to worry about it. Pour in enough in there. Alright, so we're going to take the glue, get that on our brush, and we're going around this time. I guess I should have. My bristles are kind of stuck together. Alright, there we go. Now it's smooth. So we're going to go back and forth, giving it a nice coating. Want to make sure that way we're getting all of the spots and all the pieces by going in the two different directions. It just helps you get a better coverage. I'm making sure I have a nice coating of the glue on here to hold everything on. Couple chunks here, so I want to make sure to get those off. Smooth this out so we don't have any ridges. I could just seal those. So as I go around, I'm looking to see if I have any ridges. I think this is going to be good here on this one. I think I got a good coverage on that one. We'll put that back in our bottle. Just shaking off that excess. I think that's going to be good for that one. Alright, so then these other ones here, they look good. We're just going to put our final coats on here. So I'm going to put a final coat of the Mod Podge on these. Let's dust off any of the excess. And then once these dry, I will come back and I will show you the finished product. We'll take the tape off and make sure everything is good to go. And that I'll be able to show you what it looks like with the 3 coats of the sealer on there. Okay, that looks good. Let's get a little bit more glue over here. And we're going to just finish these off. Remember which direction I'm going here. So this is our sealer coat here. We are sealing. We're not putting any more glitter on here. So you want to get it as smooth as you can. We don't want any ridges. So we're going to work hard to make sure that we have those ridges taken out when we do each coat. Alright, so that's the first coat. I'm going to do the rest, and once these have all dried and I've got my 3 coats on, I will come back and I will show you the finished result. We'll take the tape off. Let me zoom in so you can see what that looks like. So that nice coating on there. So that's coat number 1. Alright, I will see you in a little bit when we finish all this up. Alright, we have put our 3 coats of the Mod Podge on here. Again, we used the Dishwasher Safe. I will say it's a little more cloudy or milky looking than I would have liked. I'm not sure if there's a way we can buff that out, but I will find out by doing some research. But it is all sealed. No glitter is coming off. That's a good sign. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and take our tape off, hopefully very carefully, because I don't want tear any of the work that we've already done. We have a good amount of glitter and Mod Podge built up on the tape, so doesn't look like any of it seeped through, thankfully. And I do see a little bit of my line. I will take my alcohol rub and I will go along the edge right here and get that cleaned up. So there's one. The glass is really dirty. I need to clean that because it's got my fingerprints all over it. But there's one. Let's throw that away. Let's do the other one. So again, we did 3 coats of the Mod Podge as a sealer. We did 2 coats of the glitter. There. Alright, so there's the 4th one. Let's take a little bit of our alcohol. We'll wipe up one of the glasses so that you can see it finished. And we will be all done. So again, I'm just using regular rubbing alcohol in a cotton swab. There we go. We'll go with our first one here. Let's clean up the glass so you can see it. And I'm just going right up to my glitter line and getting that black marker off of there. Trying to get the glass a little clean so you can see it without my fingerprints all over it. And don't forget, you can get the glitter in my shop. It's at wreathdecorbydawn.com. And again, we have over 36 different colors. So you could do any color you want. This one that we used on here is our fire red. There's our glass. Now you do have to let this cure for 28 days before you can put it in the dishwasher. So if you wanted to make them for dishwasher safe, you want to use the teal bottle of Mod Podge that's for dishwasher safe. You have to put 3 coats of this on as a sealer when you're all done, and then you have to let it cure for 28 days. I would do 30 just to be safe. Might as well finish out the whole month, right? And that's it. There's our glasses. So I hope you'll give it a try. Leave a picture or a comment down below. Don't forget, this is part of a YouTube collaboration with other designers who are also doing Dollar Tree designs for you. So check the description for their names and go follow them, subscribe to their pages, and watch their videos. I want to thank you all for spending your time with me, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.